see. I definitely think that whoever I'm reading for today is choosing to be empowered, choosing to look at themselves like I can accomplish whatever I want. So even if before there was indecisiveness, since we do have the Three of Swords and the Justice card was followed by the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck, I think part of what stopped you was that there was someone whose feelings you didn't want to hurt. So that could be multiple ways. Like if you're going to move out of your parents' house, maybe you had been paying them rent and you didn't really have the space you wanted, but now you're going to go get your own place. You were worried about like, well, I don't want to hurt their feelings. Now they're not going to have that extra cash flow. But I do feel like you're releasing guilt. Even if it does, Three of Swords, even if it does hurt someone else's feelings and you feel hurt because you're hurting someone else's feelings, you're still doing it. You're changing how you see things. You're setting yourself free. Now, this could have taken some time. You might have had to save up. You might have had to create some sort of detailed plan. But I do see you being like you're taking action. Whatever plan you had been, following, it's time. It's time to carry it out. Because you're stepping into this place of not only are you like, it's time, realizing it's time to move on, but it's just like you can't wait anymore. Let's see. Clarify the Magician for me. Clarify the Magician. Clarify the Magician. Ooh. Okay, we get the Hierophant. Clarify the Magician. Two of Swords. Clarify the Magician. With the Knight of Pentacles. With the Moon. Six of Pentacles. Two of Cups. This, whatever this is, I think that there was a lot that you didn't really see initially. So let's use the first example I gave about, somebody who's living with their parents and now they want to live their own life separately. Maybe for a long time you kind of felt safe, right? Because maybe it's the home you grew up in and it helped you have extra resources. It helped you save. It helped you, also help your parents with cash flow. You might have felt like a lot of unity, a lot of harmony, but eventually you felt like, I don't have my personal space. I don't have privacy. It might have, like, maybe you have parents that are very invasive, as in they open your mail, they pick up your phone calls. If you have Mexican parents, that's a thing. But, there's other cultures that are similar. Whatever it is, this is someone or something that you had a lot of respect for. And I mean something as in, maybe this is a religious community. Maybe this is a mentor, a teacher. This is either a person or a community. It could also represent, it could represent marriage. And so whatever indecision there was, not only did it have to do with, not trying to hurt someone else's feelings, but with the Knight of Pentacles, whoever was indecisive was in this energy of maybe it'll get better. Maybe it'll improve. Especially if you tried having conversations, setting boundaries. You felt like, well, before I leave, I want to make sure I use different tactics so that I know I used all my resources. I really tried. I gave it all I've got. But with the Magician, you were also in the inner, like almost, this is good because whoever this is for, it's like you're not in the victim mentality. You're not in the mentality of like, oh, they wouldn't let me go. You're in the mentality of like, no, I'm going to stay. I'm choosing to stay wherever this is because I want to give it my all. And if after I give my all, it still doesn't work, then I'm packing up and leaving. Whatever it is, whether it's a company, whether it's a family member, whatever it is. Clarify the Eight of Cups. We've got the Nine of Wands. Clarify the Eight of Cups. The Knight of Cups. Clarify the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Wands. Overall energy, the Empress. The Tower. Three of Wands, Three of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So this could go multiple ways. The Empress could represent a mother figure. Or, and when I say mother figure, I'm not saying it has to be a biological mother. It could be somebody that you look up to as a mother. And if it's not a mother figure, it could represent the person that you have a lot of respect for. It could also represent a third party. Now, for some of you, if this is romantic, and I was trying to not go that route, but let's look at all possibilities. If this is a romantic connection, your partner might have put you in a third party. And when they did that, it was like, oh, fuck that. Game over. Game over. Even if you really tried working on this, even if you gave it your all, once there was deceit, once there was lies, that's the Eight of Cups, the one we're clarifying. That's when you're like, okay, time to go. Now, if this is not that, and let's say if this is the mother figure, right? Something changed your perspective. With the Tower, you might have found out some really horrid truth, or maybe the way that they lost their temper finally made you crack or explode. And you just feel like, especially if this is like someone who lives with their parents and is now moving out, more younger energy, right? They feel like, I want to be free. I want to be able to hang out with people. I want to be able to follow my purpose, my destiny. I don't want to always have to be under the skirts of this person. And maybe you had to start hiding stuff. And that's when you realize, look, if I have to start hiding shit, that's when I know I don't want to be here. So this could go a couple of different ways. I will say with the Nine of Wands here, I'm about to use some words that might sound hurtful, but I'm really trying not to be. But this is the word that came to mind, so I'm going to use it, okay? This combination makes me think that at some point you were so optimistic about this connection, whatever this is, that you were like stupidly optimistic. That's the word. I'm sorry. That's the word that came to mind. And I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm just saying that you chose, because anytime we make choices that later on we feel stupid about, we know that it's not that we're actually dumb or that we're not, comprehending. It's that we chose to not see that. We didn't want to see it. Especially when it's people we love, when it's people we care about. So like if it's a friend, let's say that you have a friend that's, I don't know, conservative, and you really love this person. And so maybe there's little hints that they might be racist, because usually those two go together. And you just chose not to see it. You were like, no, not this person. Mostly because maybe you and this person are of the same ethnicity. And so you never encountered that with them. But eventually you find out they are a racist. And you're just like, okay, well, it's not that the signs weren't there. It's just that you didn't want to see it because you didn't want to change the perspective that you had of this person. But with the Eight of Wands, that ship has sailed, boo-boo. Whatever it is, the ship has sailed. And whatever you saw, whatever happened, cannot be undone. Surprised the Five of Swords didn't come out. Clarify Ace of Winter, or the Ace of Swords. Clarify that. Hold on. I feel like, what was it that this card said? The words are jumping out at me. The desire for a more meaningful life, realizing that it's time to move on, and choosing to make major life changes. So I don't know how that's relevant right after I said what I just said, but that's relevant. Clarify Ace of Swords. Okay, we got the Three of Cups, the Eight of Cups, Judgment, and the Emperor. At the bottom, we've got the King of Pentacles, Justice, Four of Wands. Wow, Queen of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, Page of Wands. I'm really trying to spread it out to other possibilities. And then we got the King and Queen of Pentacles. So again, for some of you, this just means family, right? This could be a sibling. This could be a, it feels more like sibling or parents. Maybe this is parents. But for others, this is a person that you were married to, especially with the Four of Wands and the Justice between you two. If this was someone you were married to, I feel like they put you in a third party. And with the Two of Swords, you didn't want to see it. And for some time, you kept thinking, no, it's not what I think. No, that's not how things went down. But Three of Swords eventually became clear. This is the Ace of Swords. Some truth came out, especially with the Tower a while ago. Some truth came out, some revelation was given that you're just like, okay, this is clear and it's accurate. This is how things happened. Whether I want them to be the truth or not, this is the truth. And that led to the Eight of Cups. That's where you're like, okay, it's time to make a major change. I cannot live like this. And with Judgment and the Emperor here, I could be reading for a masculine, or you might have been too much in the feminine and now you're stepping into your masculine. Because the masculine is the decisive one, right? And before, I keep getting, it's been a while, but for a while there, I kept seeing comments from people saying stuff like, why do we got to go into masculine, feminine? I didn't create those archetypes, okay? Those archetypes have been around since the dawn of time, embodied by goddesses, embodied by energies, embodied by colors. Those exist for a reason. Feminine energy is not decisive. It is when she embraces the masculine within her. But without embracing the masculine within her, the feminine is not decisive. The feminine is known for being more self-sacrificial, more giving, more nourishing, more soft. The masculine is known for being decisive, okay? So don't start. Please, please don't start. All you do is make me roll my eyes. Because this is a feminine that could be stepping into the masculine, or a masculine, either way. But this is somebody stepping into their divine masculine energy and being decisive about it, being like, I will not tolerate this. I'm not going to be dealing with this. This is the end of the line. I'm making this change because I'm seeing clearly. So especially with the King of Pentacles here, this is the person that is the provider. This is the person that was the stable one. And it's almost, that's where they're really feeling like, look, I'm not a fucking victim. And maybe at some point you did feel like the victim, especially with the Hanged Man here. At some point you did feel like a victim. You felt like you had been used, you had been discarded, and now you're like, no. That's why I love that this card is called Awakening, because you don't feel that way anymore. You are not a victim. You're not being used. You allowed it. You chose to stay. You chose to work on this until you had exhausted every option. Now you're like, okay, Now I'm done. I tried. I gave it my all. Au revoir.